required by faculty members due to the undergraduate research being so critical to our success. We have approximately 20,000 students at WKU, and we're located in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We currently have 4 tenure track faculty members, 5 of which are astronomers, and we also have 3 additional PhD astronomers that are temporary visiting professors and 1 in a staff position. We have approximately 75 physics majors at any given time, 5 or 10% of which are generally interested in astronomy, with 1 to 3 graduates with a minor in astronomy every year. And these graduates generally move on to graduate programs or directly into the workforce. So degrees offered is a bachelor's degree in physics with a minor in astronomy, and physics majors automatically get a minor in mathematics as well. We have 3 astronomical observatories that we pull data from. We have our Bell Astrophysical Observatory that's in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and is operated by students. We have the RCT, which is located in Kipik, Arizona, and we have the Crimean Telescope, which is in Crimea, Ukraine. So students are given the opportunity to be telescope operators. They train on our 0.6 meter telescope, and our first trained by faculty members before they're released to a student trainer. Trainees, once released to a student trainer, observe during the night and start getting experience pointing the telescope and obtaining science data used for their own research projects as well as other student research projects. And we also monitor AGNs for the director of the observatory. After they're trained, they get 1 night a week, which they gather data. They control the telescope from a room on campus wirelessly. The observatory is located out in the country, away from all the lights of the big city. In addition to telescope operators, students also do data reduction and analysis research. Most use IRAF and IDL in our Mac-based processing lab, image processing lab. Faculty initially introduce the software and goals of the science before they're released to a student researcher, in which then they learn the ins and outs of the software. Here is WKU's data archive, where students obtain all of their data for reduction and analysis for their projects. Astronomy minors, though it's not required to become operators or research assistants, have to take a junior techniques course where they learn more about telescope operations, CCDs, data reduction. We also take junior and senior seminars where we have to present research projects at the beginning and the end of the semester. For me personally, I've noticed that if you have a Unix background and a little bit of programming background, it makes it a lot easier to do data reduction and analysis, and you move through training quite quickly. However, you can still make it through without any questions.
Thank you.
Hey, I actually have two questions. The first one is, to become a trainee, do you have to log a certain number of hours on the telescope?
To become a trainee on the telescope?
Or a trainer.
A trainer.
A trainer, sorry.
Not necessarily log a specific amount of hours. It's more it just basically depends on how much you're willing to put in and how quickly you learn and how well you understand the material. So not necessarily, how many hours you observe, but how well you perform in general.
Okay, good. So that follows on to my second question. How do you maintain consistency from year to year and from trainer to trainer in training people on the telescope? It must vary from widely.
Trainee to trainer, we typically overlap. One of my good friends actually was the trainer before I was the trainer, and he trained me, and he's now in graduate school in Canada, so I took the trainer's position. So there's an overlap, and we try to maintain a general theme when it comes to training. Any other questions? Yes.
How formalized is this program? And what I mean by that not is, obviously it's fairly formal if you're operating the department's telescope, but
Yeah.
as far as your interactions with the students, as far as how you choose to conduct training, how much of that is really dictated by, and then you will show them this, and how much is what you think is best for each individual student?
Typically, the way I train is trainee dependent. If I feel that they're more comfortable operating computer systems or just operating the telescope in general, then we can speed through the processes, and some take a lot longer to do, and we go into more detail. So it's completely dependent upon training themselves.
Let's thank our speaker.